Hey guys, what is up? NFL Weekly back to you once again for NFL. It's the week 4, of course, and today I'm actually going to take out a spin on things. And that is I'm going to show you my top 4 picks for the best teams in the NFL. I believe these top 4 teams have the right to demonstrate that. Really, just overall great teams that know how to play. And yeah, so with that said, let's continue. So of course I got, all these teams that have a lot of talent, but which one and which ones really are the best? So with that said, let's begin. Number 5, I pick Steelers. I think Steelers have a very immense amount of skill on that team. I think they've got, of course they got not AJ, sorry, Antonio Brown, who's an extremely excellent wide receiver. They have great offense. They've really produced a nice show overall, especially this week where they took down the Kansas City Chiefs 43 to. See what the score was to that one, 43-14. That's an insane score. That's almost like Super Bowl 48. Anyway, they just really took that team down, and I think that was definitely a big shot from their game before that, where they only had 3 points. They definitely would not, be honest. They barely made it on this list, in front of Green Bay, actually, because of that. But I think they pulled off a great win, and they showed who they really are in this last game. And I think they still belong to be probably that number 5 pick, because I think they're pretty darn good. If you look down at statistics, they do produce pretty good stats. I think a lot of the stats that they flawed on were just last week's stats, which kind of gave them kind of not a good play on things. But I think overall they're still a really talented team, and they've shown that quite a few of these weeks, including the one where they beat the Bengals by quite a bit. Number 4 on this list is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Now, why do I choose the Atlanta Falcons as number 4? A lot of people on this that are watching this are probably thinking higher, maybe, or lower, maybe. But I put them as number 4 because though their offense, I would say, is the best in the league, considering just this week, week 4, of course, Julio Jones obtained 300 yards passing, of course, catching and running. And Matt Ryan threw for 500 yards in 1 week. That's right. 500 yards against the Panthers, who had pretty much one of the best defenses last year. But this year, I don't think they really are that good, considering they're 1-3 and they just have not produced a good show and they've not done really good at all. But we can see the Falcons are doing great. You want to look around, you can see they've just got amazing offensive stats. They have had many overall strong leads. They've had high scoring. They're the highest scoring, I believe, right now. They've got the best offense right now on paper. This team is really high. It's up there. It's definitely up there. Why are they number 4? Why are they not higher, considering they've got the best offense? Why wouldn't I put them as like 2, 3, what? It's because they've really only got one main guy. They definitely got a few, but they've got that one main guy, Julio, who's their main receiver. He is the resemblance of the team. Matt Ryan is not a bad QB, but Julio is the guy that makes the team the team. All right, that's why they're number 4, because on defense, they're average, to be honest. I don't think they've got the best skill that a lot of the other teams have, and that you'll see coming up in number 3, 2, 1 of this list. This team doesn't have that high class of defense. They've only got a primary offense and really only one side of the field. So the teams with the defenses can really kind of stack on, and that's going to be a big issue for the Falcons, considering they kind of are a first half of the year team. But in addition to that, if they want to get really good and sustain this offense, they're going to need to really pile that defense up and make it work. So that's why they're number 4, but they're still very talented. Number 3 is the Seattle Seahawks. Why did I put them higher than the Falcons? I just think they have a more complete team. Their offense, not as good, but Russell Wilson, I would say, is better than Matt Ryan. Not because he may have gotten more yards, because trust me, he has not. that is a big difference between the two. Russell Wilson has not gotten near as many yards, but he has had an ankle injury, they say. I don't know if it's really bad, but I mean I've kind of noticed this, and it's just been I think the thing with Seahawks is that they're the same record as Falcons, but I think they've got more talent. I think they've got obviously a much better defense. They've got a much better secondary, and I would say their defensive line is still talented, probably more. But I'd say their offense, though they don't have as many passing yards, especially, they've got a quarterback that's more capable. And as the year goes on, I think Russell Wilson will be able to run more. I think he'll be able to think even smarter, and I think he's already getting back to what he was the second half of the season last year. I think Seahawks are really up there, and I do think they're just the top-notch team. I think they are what it takes to definitely get into the playoffs already. I think they've got a great offense. If you look at their stats, they've got definitely one of the top defenses. They've got a great offense once again, and I just think this team's complete, and I think they've got a lot. But why are they not number 2, and why are the Minnesota Vikings number 2? I put them as number 2 because they thrash teams. Okay, they sit them down. This team is an undefeated team who just sits teams down, and I would just say that this team has got a lot of skill that is hard to handle, and this defense especially has got loads of skill, and I think they're going to keep going with throughout the season. So Vikings, you're number actually 2, and you've got a lot of skill on your hands, and you're going to keep going because you've got a very unstoppable team. And number 1's Denver. They've got, once again, I'd say definitely the greatest defense in the NFL at the moment. I'd say they've got the best overall defensive unit. I think they've got the greatest secondary at the moment. I think they've got the best defensive line overall. I mean, they've got some guys that can pass rush like crazy. And their offense is starting to build up a little bit, maybe a little bit of a reputation in addition. So I have to put Denver at number 1. They're also undefeated. And I mean, if you just look at these stats, 88 total first downs against opponents. I mean, they may not convert super great on third downs. Man, they can play a game. So you know what, Broncos? You're on top, and I think you're the best at the moment. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this top 5, and see ya.